Hello everybody and welcome back here to our Blyth Spartans FM22 series. We are kicking off season number 2 here. And this year we are in the Vanarama National League after getting promotion in the playoffs last season. Our first opponent in this new league is going to be Solihull Moors at home at Croft Park. But before we jump into the game, let's take a look and see how our team is looking. We have made 4 new signings. And the first one is Carmarl Grant, a 19-year-old center back who was released from Sheffield United. Very excited about what Grant can do for us. 18 determination is very, very nice, and he is a set-piece danger. 14 heading, and a ton of potential as well. So I'm liking the options we have at center back this year. Next up, probably my most exciting signing is 22-year-old Irishman Melanik Ali. He is going to be our left-sided inside forward. You can see he's kind of gone through some non-league teams. So he has been around, hasn't made a lot of appearances, just 29. But during preseason, he was very, very good. Another player with a high amount of determination, 19. His physicals are very, very good. Technical-wise, they are very adequate for this level. So I cannot wait to see how Ali gets on with us this season. Next up, we have Niall Watson. Got him after he was released by Southport. I had Watson while I was managing Southport in FM21, and he just gets the job done. You can just look at his attributes. Most of them are blue, so they're just average, but everything is blue pretty much. He has no red attributes, and he has a couple of yellow ones, determination being his highest attribute. So we're getting a nice determined squad. He is also either-footed, so he can cover both sides. So we can definitely expect to see a lot of Watson this year. Then our final signing that we have made so far is Connor Brown. He is a right back, can also cover any of the backline positions. He spent the last few seasons at Barrow and has made 246 career appearances, so some nice experience joining the team here. He wasn't my first choice signing at right back, but my other targets decided to sign elsewhere. But he provides us with depth that we desperately needed. Now, looking at the players that we have released from the club, starting off with our legend, Robbie Dale. He has retired after being at the club since 2004. Robbie retires as the Spartans' all-time leading appearance and goal scorer. And he has already gotten a new job. He is the assistant manager for Scarborough Athletic. If we just go over here to his career stats, last season he made 36 appearances, got himself 11 goals and 3 assists. His all-time stats, he made 621 league appearances for the Spartans, getting 203 goals. What an incredible career Robbie has had. I would have loved to have signed him on to our coaching staff, but we just don't have enough room. We only have a couple of coaching spots, and he just isn't at the level that I could afford to hire him over someone else. Maybe down the line, though, we could see the return of Robbie once we make it up and become a professional team and we have a lot of coaching spots. I think we could find a spot for Robbie. But until then, he's going to get valuable coaching experience at Scarborough Athletic. Another player that has left is Nicky Deverdix, 34-year-old midfielder. He made 36 appearances and got 2 goals for the club. After we signed Abdi Sharif, Nicky just wasn't seeing the field very often as a starter. At 34 years old, we had other options, so we let Nicky move on. I think he could still do a very, very good job for a team down in the north or south. So hopefully he finds a club here for the season. Connor Thompson has also left the club. 29 appearances, 5 goals. If we played as a traditional winger, I think Connor would still have a spot here at the team. But since we like to play with inside forwards, he's not really ready to play on the left. We decided to part ways with Connor. Again, he could still do a job for a team that wants to have a winger. Hopefully he finds a club too. Josh Giles, someone that we unfortunately didn't get to see much of. He was out injured the majority of the season with some torn knee ligaments. He made 3 appearances after his return from injury at 32 years old. Just didn't make sense to bring him back when we had better options. Good luck to Josh. Hopefully he is able to find another club and get his career back on track after that serious knee injury. We have also released Reese Evans. He was our backup right back last season. He made 64 career appearances for the Spartans. This one was tough. I definitely was on the fence on whether we should re-sign or release Evans, and we decided that we were going to move on. He was a bit injury prone for us last year, so that is what ultimately made me decide we were gonna move on. I was a big fan of his mental attributes, and I'm very confident Reese will be finding a team here shortly and make a big impact for that team. Then the final player, Jordan Watson, just made 18 appearances for us last season, but in his career he made 158 appearances for the Spartans. We primarily played him as our backup left back. He's a more natural center back, but at 29 years old, even if I wanted to re-sign him, I don't think he would have agreed to it because he was complaining about not getting enough playing time last year. I can see he already has a bid in on him. Looks like Southport have offered him a contract, and there are a couple other teams from the National League North who are interested in him. He will be a great fit for any of those teams. So that is our team as things stand at the start of the year. Haven't made any loan signings because, well, our scouting team is not very good and we don't have a lot of scouting knowledge. So I have not really been able to find anyone available on loan that we know of that are better than the players we currently have. So what I have been doing to find players, this is what I do every year. We'll just go up here to the League 2 here to show you what I do. So I go up to transfers and I sort this by released players. Then I go down and we'll look at Alex Rodman. He is the first player that is still available that didn't retire. So I would click on their name. He's a free agent. I would first go and see if I approach to sign him, if he's interested or not. If he's not interested, I leave it there. But if he was interested, I then offer him a trial so I can pretty much scout him for free that way. And I do that for every single player that was released. Then when I'm done with League 2, I go up to League 1, then the Championship, and then the Premier League. So it takes quite a bit of time. But that's what you got to do at non-league. I've been doing this same method pretty much forever. Then a couple of players that are interested in signing, but they won't come in on trial, I then send my scouts after them to get a better idea on them. That way we aren't wasting our time with players that aren't interested in joining the team. There's no point of wasting our scouts' time scouting someone that's not going to join the team. It takes forever for our scouts to provide useful information. So yeah, now that we have all that out of the way, this is how we got on in the preseason. Another fantastic preseason. We only lost one game, and it was against Nottingham Forest. I think they're probably still a championship team. Yes, they are. Where did they finish last year? Mid-table, down in 11th. But they were the only team that we lost to, and it was only a 3-1 defeat. So no shame in that. We also got a 2-2 draw against the League One side Bolton. Fantastic result there. So yeah, fantastic preseason. Here is how the media thinks we are going to finish in the league. They think we are going to come dead last. Bit harsh. I don't think we're going to come last. When the new season first rolled over, we were actually predicted to come 21st, but after everybody made their signings, we dropped all the way down to last. And about half the teams in this league are professional. We are still a semi-pro team. I asked the board if we could turn professional, and they rejected it. So it's going to be a tough season. I think it's going to be much tougher than last year. I think realistically, we're looking at mid-table. We were able to beat a couple of National League teams last year. We beat Wealdstone and Dover in the FA Trophy and just narrowly lost the outer shot. So we are capable of getting wins at this level, but it's when we're going to play against the professional teams. It's going to be very, very tough. Wrexham actually didn't get promoted last year. They are, of course, backed by the Hollywood stars, Ryan Reynolds and Rob McElhaney. Surprised they didn't get promoted last season. I'm guessing they probably failed in the playoffs. Yeah, they finished 6th. So that should be a playoff spot. Yeah, it is. So they failed in the playoffs. Yeah, they're going to be one of the toughest teams in this division. Starting off the season, our finances are very, very good. We have $412,000 in the bank right now. It dipped a little bit during the off season. I think we were around like 460 at the beginning of the off season. So our revenue, it did dip down a bit. Our wage budget was increased by like 200,000, I believe. We have about 200,000 still in our wage budget. So finances are looking very, very good. Here is our team to kick off the season against Solihull Moors. Alex Mitchell keeps a spot in goal. Our back line is Little, Lee's new signing Grant, Byrne at right back. Our midfield is Reed and Sharif. Ali starts on the left-hand side. O'Donnell in the middle. Jamie Clark at the right side. And Dan McGuire leading the line. On the bench we have McNall, new signing Watson, Jordan Hickey, Nathan Buttle, and new signing Brown. Let's go ahead and we will jump into this game. We do get to assign a couple of numbers here. Brown can be number 2, and Watson, let's make you 24. There we go. Here's our team to take on Solihull Moors at Croft Park. Come on, the Spartans. First highlight, we are on the ball. Deep throw by Byrne. It's headed away. Sharif picks it up. Byrne, well, he took his time to get over there. If he was faster, he could have got there earlier. Sharif with a shot from the top of the box. It goes wide out for a goal kick. That was the only highlight, but we did have 3 players in this first half pick up yellows. We do look like we are just about edging Solihull out in terms of opportunities and possession, but we haven't made it count, so a big second half needed here, or it's going to be a boring 0-0 draw. Hopefully we get a couple more highlights here in the second half. We got an early highlight here in the second half. Little whips in a free kick. Oh, it gets headed away, and we are going to get counterattacked here. Cox on the left-hand side. He has a poor pass, and Byrne picks it up. Clark now bringing it forward, plays it back to Byrne. Inside to Sharif, who turns it over. Some sloppy passing by both teams. The highlight is still going on here. We've won the ball. O'Donnell plays it out to Ali. Can you whip it in for Maguire? He picks out O'Donnell instead. And we open up the scoring in the 47th minute. Our first goal in the National League. Ali picks out O'Donnell, who fires it home. Let's go. 1-0. O'Donnell picked out Ali. Holds up play. Sees O'Donnell making that run in the box. Picks him out. He wasn't going to miss that opportunity. Let's go. Another highlight, and we are on the ball once again. Sharif plays it out to Ali. He gets brought down in the box. That could be a second yellow card for this player too. No, he is going to survive. But it is a penalty. Sean Reed steps up. Keeper goes the wrong way. It is 2-0. What a great start to our season here. 57 minutes gone. We are up 2-0. Time for some substitutions. Little is on a yellow card, so we're going to bring on Connor Brown for him. Ali is also on a yellow, so Niall Watson is going to come on in his place, and we will hold off on our final sub. Got another highlight. Solihull are going to be on the ball after that wayward pass, but he turns it over. O'Donnell, he was trying to play it up to Watson. The ball falls back to O'Donnell, who picks out Watson. He gets a goal on his debut just about 8 minutes after coming on. What a start to his Spartans career. J.J. O'Donnell involved in yet another goal here. 3-0 to the Spartans. And we have another highlight. Could we get 4 goals to open off this season with an emphatic win? Lees placing it over to Grant. Back to Lees. Up to Sharif. Looking for options. He's going to play it over to Reed, who picks out Watson. Back to Brown. Back to Reed. Inside to Sharif. He's going to play it out to Clark, who plays it over to Byrne. Can you whip in a cross? You know he has a great delivery. Instead, he picks out Sharif, who plays it back to Byrne. Oh, that's got to be a red card. Give him that second yellow. Get him off here. And it is a red card. You can't be doing that. And off the ensuing free kick, Kamaro Grant gets a goal on his debut. It is 4-0. You love to see it. We're going to make our final sub. We're going to bring on Jordan Hickey for Sharif. Fantastic opening game to the season. 4-0. And another highlight. We turn it over again. Solihull, they have not given up. They're looking to get a consolation goal. Let's not concede. Oh my gosh. It was offsides, but that was nearly a goal. I would love to keep a clean sheet here. We look like we are very complacent now. Wow. That was not far wide from that long-range shot. Another highlight here. This time on turnover from Toby Lees. We are definitely looking very complacent here. What is going on? What is this defending? And there it is. Yep, it was just a matter of time. You could tell we have completely stopped playing. I'm not happy with that. Oh, another turnover by the Spartans here. Our heads have gone very sloppy after we got that fourth goal. If we concede a second one here, I am not going to be happy at all. We have an extra man too. It's not like they have a full set of players out there still. And there we go. It is 4-2. We have conceded 2 late goals to a 10-man team. Come on. Not happy. Burn also has an injury, it looks like. Oh, wow. Jordan Hickey. That was a fantastic goal. That definitely makes up for conceding 2 late goals. Still not happy about conceding 2 goals to a 10-man team. But Jordan Hickey, what a strike. 5-2. And that is going to be the end of the game. There it is. 5-2. It looks like they also had a player go off injured. They were playing with 9 players. And we conceded 2 goals to 9 players. Are you kidding me? That is very poor. But what wasn't was the performance up to that. A 5-2 victory. Watson and Grant both getting goals on their debut. That was a fantastic game, except for 2 moments, shall we say. Great start to the season. We sit in 2nd place after that 5-2 victory over Solihull. That is where this episode is going to come to an end. If you have enjoyed it, make sure you leave it a like down below. And if you are new around here, go ahead and subscribe and hit that notification bell so you don't miss out on future videos coming to the channel. And why don't you leave a comment down below? How do you think the season is going to go? Do you think we're going to be in for a relegation fight? Or a middle of the pack? Or do you think we could challenge for the playoffs or even the title? Let me know down below. And until next time, it's been your Boyd 147.